Why he bears very little resemblance to Bruce Lee. The new Billy Loman is embodied by a series of doubles and martial arts experts throughout the film. But perhaps the most audacious play at doubling Lee comes for a confrontation between Billy Loman and his nemesis. So here, producers have seated a body double in front of a dressing room mirror. And then when the camera cuts in for the close-up, they've pasted a life-size cardboard cutout of Bruce Lee's head onto the mirror, positioning it at just such an angle so to mask the double's face.
A man has got to have all of his parts to make it. Don't you agree with that, Billy?
Get the hell out of here.
It's getting a little late. Well, sitting right there by the telephone, just waiting for you to call. But patience, that's not one of our virtues.
After so many disguises and bad doubles, it is strangely surprising to see here the actual face of Bruce Lee. Yet despite the appalling clumsiness of this illusion, for us there is also something curiously touching about it. This is not an imposter passing as the dead, but something altogether different. Part Lee, part composite, an assemblage they have attempted to imbue with life. By stitching together body parts from medical specimens and graveyard remains, Dr. Frankenstein assembled a corpse cobbled together from other corpses and reanimated with electricity.
Hey, Mark.
Look who calls.
Well, actually, I'm standing in front of you. Well, listen up. I want you to concentrate. I know it's difficult.
So here we are in the screen presence of another recently deceased star. And yet, James Gandolfini is not the only ghost in this room. There was also the untimely death of Nancy Marchand, who plays here the family's matriarch, Livia Soprano. And this is where things get interesting. It's season 3, and incredibly, Nancy Marchand was already deceased at this time, having passed away months before this scene was even shot. But before laying her to rest, the Sopranos producers were intent on having her return to the screen one last time, digitally resurrecting Marchand for this final verbal showdown with her son.
Remember the airline tickets?
The tickets were stolen.
Did you say that, or did the feds say that? What did you tell them when you were in the lockup?
Whoa, what did I do?
For this digital resurrection, the show's producers plundered scenes of Marchand from previous episodes in the series, taking footage of the actor's speaking head and digitally grafting it onto the body of a double who impersonates her signature hand gestures, such as the pointing of the finger or the waving of a hanky. You'll also notice that to help pull off this illusion, the camera is frequently focused on a close-up of Tony, or else the seated body double is shot from behind.
This is important. They're trying to build a RICO case against me. And what are you going to say if they put you on a witness stand? Because the only reason they let you go is to get your cooperation. Don't wave your hanky at me. What are you going to say from now on? I never stated those tickets were stolen, capiche? Now, Bob will testify I didn't say it, but you got to back her up.
I suppose I should have just kept my mouth shut, like I'm mute.
In the future, any kind of deal they try to make, you keep your mouth shut. You know, for a year, I didn't speak to you. Maybe I should have kept it that way. Fuck it, do what you want.
你是否有勇气提出你自己的名？
让心如水，兄弟。也许有一天，你不需要用成功来定义，因为你也是变革者。
我品真能获奖啊！
You are great wherever you're going. I'm going your way.
In the last decade, companies such as Virtual Celebrity have been set up to manage the posthumous careers of deceased stars. Unsurprisingly, such resurrections have generally been met with controversy over the ethics of these practices. I mean, would Hepburn have wanted to be the face of Galaxy Chocolate? Possibly. Did Bruce Lee drink whiskey? In fact, it was well known he had quit drinking altogether long before his death. Regardless, to tie these ethical debates to the emergence of digital technologies, as many do, is to obscure a far more fundamental dynamics of resurrection that are already at stake in the recording itself. Cinema itself is always already the staging of a return, and for those captured on film, it's inevitable that this return will one day become a return from the dead.
In an interview in American Magazine in 1920, inventor Thomas Edison famously stated, "I have been at work for some time, building an apparatus to see if it is possible for personalities which have left this earth to communicate with us." Whether or not Edison ultimately created such a device, commonly referred to as a ghost box, has long been a matter of intense speculation. Unlike the skeptics who doubt the seriousness of Edison's claims, or the paranormal enthusiasts who claim that he completed the machine but it was somehow lost, we feel that the mysterious ghost box is in fact hiding in plain view. It is Edison's invention of an early motion picture apparatus.
Cinema becomes a ghost box through its inherent capacity to haunt the present with traces of the past. It is one of the very few sites of modernity where we collectively and ritualistically negotiate death. And this will not end with the passing of the medium of film, but what will be lost, and in a sense what we are mourning here, is the way that the dynamics of death and renewal are paralleled in the spinning of the apparatus itself, its cyclic reanimation of static frames.
So, have you figured out a way to work the wheel into it?
We know it's hard because wheels aren't really seen as exciting technology, even though they are the original.
Well, technology is a glittering lure, but there's the rare occasion when the public can be engaged on a level beyond flash, if they have a sentimental bond with the product. My first job, I was in-house at a fur company with this old pro copywriter, Greek, named Teddy. And Teddy told me the most important idea in advertising is new. creates an itch. You simply put your product in there as a kind of calamine lotion. But he also talked about a deeper bond with the product. Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent. Sweetheart. Teddy told me that in Greek, nostalgia literally means the pain from an old wound. It's a twinge in your heart, far more powerful than memory alone. This device isn't a spaceship. It's a time machine. It goes backwards, forwards. It takes us to a place where we ache to go again. It's not called the wheel. It's called the carousel. It lets us travel the way a child travels. Round and around, and back home again. To a place where we know we're loved.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thanks for coming. Please stick around, have a drink. We're going to replace one of these with a video that we made just recently. If you want to check that out or just hang out. Thanks.